Welcome to AfriFreedomChannel. Thank you for joining us today. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more relevant and important updates like this one. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and analytical purposes only. Julius Malema, the leader of the economic...
That is not issued anywhere in my name. That is not been found in my properties. That hasn't been found in my car. That hasn't been found on my body. A person whose name in the papers of the law, as required by the law, that before a company issues out a firearm, it has to be registered in someone's ex name. When that firearm cartridge is found there, and then that firearm tests positive, the first suspect is supposed to be Larry Mabudu. But here, I'm with this gentleman here. I don't know what he's doing here, when the man at the back is the one. Yeah. Stop. You reverse a bit. Let me. Stop. This is a guy from VIP protection. The one that I just talked to.
No,
there's a face, you see a collar.
I can't see what you are looking at. So
yeah, I'm looking at the same thing that this one.
Oh.
This one.
Oh,
This one, the collar that you see.
You say that is who?
That is no, it's not.
Yeah,
Larry has gone past.
Yes.
This guy is following at the back of Larry. That's a VIP protector from South African Police Services. I will get his name. Stop. Even after the shooting, the women are still dancing. I get there is some people's lives are endangered. After the so-called shooting, the women are still dancing. So this is a behavioral pattern of a person whose life is being endangered. Let's proceed. Stop. Go back a bit. A little bit. Yeah. Your worship, this is Darling Ove. Is the senior counsel, the lawyer, who is also on the stage where a crime is being committed. Because we are told the real firearm is being shot here and endangering the lives of the people. I'm endangering the life of a senior counsel. And then the senior counsel, because his EFF is scared to report Malema, that Malema endangered my life. I'm just demonstrating to you that it was not just ordinary people. Even a senior counsel is there. His police is now moved to a senior counsel. How would a life of a senior counsel be endangered, knowing the law as he knows it? He doesn't take action about it. Thank you. This is the same person from SAPS, VIP protection.
Suit.
So with the black jacket.
Yeah, black jacket, yes.
Remember, you've watched the video, you've given an estimation of the amount of people there. Did any one of those people come forward to testify against you that they felt endangered?
No one.
Did anybody in the video react consistent with being scared of anything?
If anything, people are celebrating. Because of course it was a day of celebration.
Can you then explain to the court what was actually viewed there? When the court saw you with what looked like a firearm on the stage?
It was a toy, my worship. We in the EFF from time to time when we celebrate the anniversary of the EFF, they are acts that we put as part of the program to celebrate the anniversary of the EFF. If you look at us in all the songs, we make gestures of a firearm when we sing songs. And that day, we said, as part of the act, we need to bring the cinema toy to demonstrate the shooting as part of the celebration. If your worship pays attention, in the 10th anniversary of the EFF, in FNB Stadium, there was another act. That act was the stage going up. That's an act. So it's part, so every anniversary has got different kind of features to excite and to make it nicer for the people who are in attendance.
Yeah. In the video one, you
Yeah.
appear to have what looks like a handgun in your hand. Is that a real handgun, your real handgun, or was it a similar toy gun?
Well, it's not a real handgun, because even here there is no any handgun that was brought to this court. So there is in no way I can answer on something that is not even before this court, where they allege that a real handgun. Handgun, you mean pistol? I don't know what's a handgun. All I know is pistol and rifle. Okay. Yes. So they were all there.
Now that handgun, not on the toy rifle. Do you have it here?
Yes, I've got it.
Can you show it to the court?
Can I show it to your worship?
You were pointed that you had to go.
A pleasure. No.
As a PP,
It was clear, Joseph.
you were pointed to the
Okay. Even the way to worship, if I were to give you to carry it.
I don't want to endanger anyone.
don't want to
So
find out
how do
why
I,
you hold
how do I,
Yeah.
you say it. I thought you said it's right.
No, it's heavy.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So the similarities are not.
90 degrees up to the season, to the ground.
That's correct.
Okay, I don't know how to handle that.
As long as it's facing down.
I got face down. You have to take it like this.
If I may? Yeah. Now, as you can see, Mr. Malema, it has a...
How are you pointing me?
It has a magazine.
Mm-hmm.
You confirm?
Yeah.
Clips in. This one, for
Yeah.
court purposes, is empty.
Yeah.
So that's safe.
We took
Freedom fighters stands accused of discharging a firearm during the EFF's 5th anniversary celebrations. The charges include unlawful possession of a firearm, ammunition, and multiple counts under the Firearms Control Act. This case is not just about legality, it raises deeper questions about leadership, accountability, and political responsibility in Africa. If our leaders, who claim to fight for freedom, are caught up in controversies of this nature, what message does it send to the ordinary African? Can a liberation struggle maintain its credibility when its leaders face such accusations? Should we separate the man from the movement, or are the two inseparable in shaping the destiny of a nation? But beyond this courtroom drama lies an even greater challenge, the question of African identity. Around the world, we see other peoples becoming more deeply rooted in their traditions, the Chinese strengthening their culture, the Indian preserving their heritage, the European valuing their history, and the American projecting their national identity. Yet in Africa, we often witness the opposite. Too many of us strive to become something else, adopting foreign values, languages, and systems, while neglecting our own roots. Why is it that Africans, despite possessing some of the richest histories and cultures on earth, struggle with self-definition? Have centuries of colonization and exploitation left such a deep scar that we now doubt our own worth? Or is it time for a cultural and psychological rebirth that reclaims Africa's place in the world?
The Chinese are becoming more Chinese. No apologies. The Indians, genuine, pure Indians, no apologies. Yes, there's modernity and whatever is happening. But every house is a shrine. Every house is what? And the Chinese, Buddhists, yogas, and they're functioning. But when you come to Africans, who are the only group that seems to think that when we become half of that and half of this, then we become better of that. If you don't know ourselves, you may be pushed out of the very space, because that halfway concept of can we find a middle ground, the middle ground we are looking for is not within our culture. It is outside. Rather, it is us saying, what is it that we have as a culture that we want to preserve? If we can identify that, whether it be in our governance, whether it be in our economics, whether it be in our education, whether it is in our commerce, whether it is in our entertainment and play, whether it is in our sports and recreation, in our births, in our rites of passages, in our spirituality, in our religion, in our preserving of our sacred sites, the way we set up our system. If we can find this is what makes an African society. And these are like what caused our people to go to war. Many people think that the Kenyan war was fought over democracy. No, the Mau Mau were fighting over the rights of women, and circumcision was a real issue. The war was founded on women. Are we free to practice? If you don't look between the lines to understand, you may think that it was a war on other things. No. We want our land and we want to practice our own culture within our own spaces. Now, when you say you want to look for a balance, you want to go back again and say, why were they doing these practices before you judge them? What was the eminence of this? What was the understanding of women? What is the understanding of, and in the backdrop that this new thing is coming in, how is it impacting on us? Now, how do you find a middle ground? Do you cut halfway or do you cut all the way? Do you practice this or you don't practice it?
Maponga is peeling open a deep wound in the African psyche, this obsession with being half of that and half of this. He looks around and sees the Chinese becoming more Chinese, the Indians more Indian, the Arabs more Arab, all unashamedly anchored in their roots. Then he looks at Africa, the only civilization that seems proud of being diluted. We are the only ones trying to blend our gods with theirs, our truth with their lies, our spirituality with their religion. And we call it balance. But what he's really saying is this: you can't build identity on compromise. Every civilization that survived modernity did so by protecting the sacred, the non-negotiables of their culture. For the Chinese, it's the shrine at home. For Indians, it's the sanctity of spirit and family. For Africans, it used to be our rhythm, our rituals, our community, our respect for the divine feminine, our relationship with the land. These were not side dishes, they were the meal itself. Maponga forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth that many African liberation wars were not just about democracy or independence. They were about the right to be African. The Mau Mau weren't only fighting for land, they were fighting for the right to keep their traditions alive, to decide for themselves how to raise their children, bury their dead, and honor their women. Yet we were taught to see all that as barbaric. So when he asks, how do you find a middle ground? It's not a philosophical question, it's a warning. Because the middle ground Africa keeps seeking is not within our culture, it's an imitation of someone else's. And in chasing it, we've lost sight of what actually made us a people. His message, stripped of the poetry, is simple but brutal. Preservation is not backwardness, it's survival. Until Africa defines what is sacred and refuses to trade it for modern acceptance, we'll keep evolving into extinction, beautifully dressed.
This brings us to a critical reflection: how can Africa chart its own path in the 21st century without losing its essence? Is political freedom enough if cultural freedom and self-identity are still compromised? If our leaders are not rooted in who we are as a people, how can they lead us to true liberation? And for the ordinary African, what responsibility do we bear in protecting and promoting our own heritage, instead of chasing validation from the outside world? As we conclude, it is clear that Julius Malema's trial is more than a legal matter, it mirrors the broader struggles of African leadership and identity. The future of Africa will not be decided in courtrooms alone, but in the hearts and minds of Africans who must decide whether to embrace who they are or continue walking in borrowed shadows. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Should Africa focus on reclaiming its identity as the foundation of its future? And can leaders facing such legal and moral battles truly embody the liberation they preach? Stay tuned to AfriFreedom Channel for more critical discussions that matter. Until next time, remember, Africa will rise when Africans choose to rise.